AITA for telling my sister I hate her for ruining my trip in the worst way possible. I 17F recently had a falling out with my sister 23 in September. We haven't talked in about 4 months due to issues involving our mother, and sides were chosen on her half that I had no intention of being okay with, so I stepped away and went no contact with both of them. I went on a trip to see my long-distance boyfriend for the first time since dating for 7 months. I was ecstatic and so happy to finally be with him for his birthday and have some time to be together. On the 3rd day of my trip, I get a call from my sister that I declined. I didn't want any drama that always came along with answering her calls and left it alone. I then get a call from her boyfriend who's freaking out and sobbing. He tells me that my sister had gotten into a head-on crash with a truck and died. Of course, I was absolutely hysterical. I couldn't walk. I was in so much anguish. I frantically packed my bags and called my dad to tell him what just happened and if he could get me a ticket. He did. My boyfriend came with me on the courtesy of my dad not wanting me to be alone. I fly out at 3 in the morning and get picked up by my dad. I'm still losing my mind over my sister. It takes an hour from the airport to her house, and so I call her BF's number telling him I'll be there, and then I need to know what happened when I get there. I get there and run to the door with my dad in tow. My BF stays in the car out of respect, and I frantically wait to be let in. My sister answered the door with the biggest shit-eating grin on her face. She says, "So you do care about," and my dad are floored. My dad immediately gets angry in the saddest way possible and bitter towards her and starts to huff and puff at her about how that her pulling this isn't a joke. She just shrugs at it and says towards me, "I only did it. So I know you'd even care since you like to choose favorites with our parents." I'm still speechless at that point. I gathered enough of myself to tell her that the reason I stopped taking to mom was because of years of mental and emotional abuse and manipulation. That I couldn't take being used as a middleman or the family failure scapegoat. I told her I just had the worst 7 hours of my life and that this just showed that she didn't care enough about me to think how this would affect me mentally. Never in my life have I ever felt such grief, sadness, and anguish. I was a mess. I told her I hate her. I left her house and my dad got us to a cheap hotel to sleep at. I'm still getting texts from her and my mom for what I said was rude, and how I reacted was unnecessary for a little test. I feel like I may have overreacted, but I just need some outside perspective. AITA.